WWE fans, it's time for. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot our name. I was like, what is our name? We're the Backstage Jabronis. That's how big a Backstage Jabronis we are. We almost forgot our own name. We got to get some banners or something just so that, two old fogies like us can actually remember what our names are.
Yeah.
And what our names are is I'm Jeremy York, and he's Daniel Snyder. And once again, we are the Backstage Jabronis here to talk all things WWE that has happened in the last calendar week. First off, how are you, bud?
Always good. Always good. Yeah. Unlike
Yeah,
an unfortunate Zoe, but we'll talk about that later.
man, thoughts and prayers out to her for sure. Because whether you like her or not, um, she goes out there and she gets it done, and she might be done at this
Yeah.
point. I'm not sure. It was pretty. It sounded really bad. I'll
Yeah.
put it
Yeah.
that way. It sounded really bad. But we're going to talk a little bit of SmackDown. We're going to talk a little bit of Raw, and of course, Saturday Night Main Event, as you called it, the PLE. That is not a PLE. Is happening this Saturday. We will preview the four matches, and we'll kind of speculate on what we think the fifth or sixth match could be on that as well. But let's start right there on SmackDown. You wanted to start on the intro about what happened out of the gate. So, what appealed to you the most about the early parts of SmackDown?
You seen Solo almost like almost saying, Jacob, you're not a big dog anymore. I now have JC over here. Um and and then it was very entertaining. Jacob fixing to do his yada mean, and Solo jumped in, says, "I can do it. I can do it too. I can do it too." And it was so entertaining. I'm not used to seeing Solo like this,
Oh, yeah, that
and
I
it's
didn't
it's
I didn't know Solo had it in him, but I guess if he's related to the Usos, I mean they say they're two of the funniest
very
people to be
entertaining.
around.
Yes,
And
yeah.
and and what I like too is um God, what was it? It was Solo doing his hey Jacob. Hey Jacob Fatu. Hey, what what what's that thing you used to say to me? What is come on, and he's like, and finally he just looks at him and he's like, I love you, Solo. No, man, no. Them people know you don't say it like that. How, JC, you know how he said it, right? Yeah. JC's like, yeah, I remember. Hey, you know how? Nah, say it like you used to say it. And then that's when they kind of got real physical, and he like spun him around where he was looking straight at him, and then
LA
that
Knight.
guy decided
Yeah,
to ruin the party, even though
yeah.
he did make it better. But I was looking forward to those two potentially getting at least in a shoving match.
They're planting seeds. They're planting seeds for Jacob Fatu leaving the that bloodline.
But I think they got to
Um,
replace him, or they're gonna bring back the tag team to stay with them, or something like
well,
that.
they're going to bring back. I did see one. They're going to bring back the tag team. Um, uh, and JC. It's going to be JC Solo and the tag team
Yeah,
Tamatanga and Tangaloa.
I know they won't call them what they used to be called in Japan, which is the Gorillas of War, or no, Gorillas of Destiny. They're the
No, I
Gorillas of
mean,
Destiny. They won't call them that, but that's who they are.
but LA Knight came out there. Well, everybody was looking down at the entrance, and he came in and he pulled JC out and got him a good little sneak hits on, and then he
He
ran,
did.
which was very smart. Um, which set up the match for at the end of the night or later on.
Yeah,
So, it was a nice inch. I like the start to this. Actually, both SmackDown and Raw started really good.
yeah.
I like when they start with. I've always like. I don't want to go straight into a match. It's always good. Let's get some people out here. Let's talk. Let's get these guys. Let's get
I'm the
everybody's
opposite.
attention. You like to start with a match?
Yeah, but
Nah.
they looked at the numbers, they looked at the ratings and all that, and it 100%, or it's like 80% better when they start off with a talking segment than when they start off with action. So they're always going to do that, and that's fine. But I just remember the old WCW days where, like,
WCW used to always start with a match.
all
Yeah.
of a sudden they do like this and they show the arena, and we're live here from Panama City Beach at Club La Vila, and it's gonna be, I'll say his name because nobody else will. Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit, and they're already at it, and they're already going, and you're
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm in. Oh wow, it's like walking into a movie and realizing it already started. You're like, you just sit down wherever, and you're like, I gotta watch this.
yeah, and yeah. I mean, and I think that's the reason they don't do that is because
Yeah, people
people's
tune in late.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
But
your Netflix stream doesn't start on time, or it shows you an ad because I refuse to pay more than I do for Netflix. So, sometimes instead of starting at 8 on the dot, it starts at about 8:02. So that buffer does kind of help.
that was followed up with the first women's Money in the Bank
Yeah,
matches, and they've all been
that
triple threats. It was the
let's see who.
Alexa Bliss,
Yep,
Chelsea Green, and Mitchin. Is that how you say her name?
Meechin.
Meechin.
Yeah, that first I is basically like two E's.
Got you. Okay, okay.
That's the
Um,
easiest way to remember it.
oh yeah, that is Meechin.
Yep.
This was okay. So what I liked about this one, so we'll get to it a little bit later on the men's and the women's. I wasn't sure who was going to win this match.
Yeah,
You didn't
I had
because
it between two. I knew Meechin wasn't going to get it,
yes,
but
yes, see, me too.
she's a good buffer. She's a
Person to
good.
kind of yes.
Yeah,
Um,
she's the rubber person. Everybody bounces off her in the ring. They're really, and it let the other two really shine, and that's what I wanted.
and yes, and I was like because they want to give Chelsea Green an opportunity again, and of course the returning Alexa. Um,
I
and
really thought Chelsea was going to win.
well,
I thought when they took the title off of her, they're going to give her this because they're going to give her the Money in the Bank, and she's gonna cash in, and it's either going to be really funny and she's going to fail because she's really good at that at making failures look spectacular, or she's going to cash in and she's going to continue that whole presidential thing as she's going to cash in on Stratton or somebody. But I'm okay with Alexa. I'm
yes,
a big Alexa fan.
they have. Yeah, I like Alexa too. They haven't really did much with her since she's been back, so I think this was a way of okay, let's start getting her a little bit more involved. I can see Chelsea still being a part of it, where in the manner of one of her people ends up winning the match, she gets them in, and she's like, "I'm going to take your position from you because you work for me." Like, who's the big chick?
That's with Chelsea.
Yeah,
Piper Niven.
Piper. I could see Piper winning her match or something, and Chelsea takes her spot from her. I'm the leader here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just still a chance that Chelsea could get in the match. But it was a good triple threat. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Well, and also the reason why I thought Chelsea was going to win is they have started to plant some other seeds that have involved Alexa, and they haven't been as over the top as usual, but they have planted the seeds about those people behind me that
Yeah,
she may have a part in it, she may not. Um,
she's
the
taking that. She's bringing that little teddy bear down with her. That little doll with her. So it's slowly planting. I don't know. And also I heard that somebody else is going to be under the mask for Uncle Howdy eventually.
they're going to get rid of Bo Dallas.
I, they're either doing that or I don't know. I don't know. I'll
Man,
have to.
he's to me, he's the one you can't replace because he's
I
Bray's
agree,
brother.
but that's what I'm saying. I feel that they're going to move him into the Bray White position and have somebody, or else have
Uncle
somebody.
Howdy.
Yes,
Okay.
or split that up. Have him stay as Uncle Howdy and somebody move into the Bray White position. Like I feel like there's another guy about to join.
But who?
I don't know. Man, it'd be wild if it was carrying Cross.
That's about the only person that come to mind. But then you got Scarlett with him. She's the plus one. She can actually wrestle pretty decent too, but she's the plus one. So like if you add him, you have to add her. And if you do that, then there's no room for Alexa. Which I'm not saying they're going to add Alexa. I'm not convinced that she's going to join them,
I'm not convinced we're going to see him again.
which is really terrible. They have just never figured this group out.
And it's wild because I feel like it's so easy To me, it's easy
I
to.
mean, no joke.
Yes, that
That's
is that.
effective right now. Our viewership just
Yes,
tripled right now. We now have
yes,
9 people watching and not 3. It tripled in just having them on screen. I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy. Just it's not. It's one of the easiest ones to me, but we've seen them screw up Ken Kennedy and the other ones we were talking about before this all went. That I mean, the ones that are so no brainer seems to be the ones that them and AEW and TNA just can't figure out.
But you know what? It makes sense that they're messing this up because they also screwed up everything they did with Bray Wyatt. Like he to me,
That was never
he
supposed to work.
for
I say it all the time.
in
Is
their minds, no.
he was Husky Harris, and so they said, you know what? He's down in it wasn't NXT at the time; it was Florida Championship Wrestling. Then eventually become NXT. But they had him down there, and they said, you know what? We're gonna make him into this like Waylon Mercy knockoff. Shout out Waylon Mercy, who had 2 mentions of or 3 mentions now of Waylon Mercy on this show this week. So we're gonna make him a knockoff of that, and just this kind of weird, kind of Skinner, kind of this like random Bayou weirdo. And then it
And
started to work because
because
Bray's that
Bray
talented.
Wyatt is a beast.
And so they said, well, you know what? We tried to give him some rope and tried to see if he would usher himself out the door, and instead he's further inside. So we're gonna put Luke Harper with him because we want to get rid of Luke Harper too because he's just a big dumb idiot and we don't know what to do with him. Well, that worked, and so they said, we got it, we got it. We've got Eric Rowan, this weird redheaded goofball. We're gonna stick him with this group, and he's gonna drag them all down and drown them all. And then that worked because the 3 of them know how to work and they know how to, and it got so big to where they had to call them up to Raw and SmackDown because they were getting so big on like an independent level,
In it,
basically, that
yeah.
they're like, this is so stupid. We're going to call them up. And finally, when they flop on SmackDown or something, we can get rid of all of them and be done with it. And then the Fireflies showed up. The Fireflies, meaning me, meaning you, meaning all the fans, all the Fireflies you see here that embrace everything he was doing and
And then
still do.
the natural person that likes to shove new talent down so that he stays on top was even given the mission of doing it, and even he beating him couldn't stop him. That was the John Cena. He
Mm-hmm.
is known for. I mean, he
Burying
ruined.
talent.
Yes, he ruined everything that Nexus had because they were hot when they came up.
I'm trying to think of which one it is. It wasn't Darren Young. It was the other.
Justin Gabriel.
No, um, I can't think of his name. But when John Cena went through the entire group in like a 8-minute stretch, what he did to that poor one kid, I have only seen one-sided beatdowns like that at high school cafeterias, and
Ryback? No,
it
was it Ryback?
no, it wasn't one of the bigger ones. This was one of the smaller ones. Like I said, it wasn't Darren
Tovar.
Young.
I think his name was Tovar or something. There's a that guy.
I think it was him, Michael
I think it was like Tovar or
Michael
something.
Tovar. It's
Yeah.
something like I think it was him, and he just flung him around like a dog does a chew toy all around the ringside area. Michael Tarver, I think is his name, or something
Carver.
like
That's it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. It's like something Tarver, and he just because he would like knock Daniel Bryan down, and he'd shoulder block Wade Barrett, and he'd clothesline Husky Harris, and he'd just open hand slap Darren Young. I think his name's Darren Young,
It
and
was.
and then Tarver would come up and he'd pick him up and just fling him. And you're like, and then he'd like knock them all down again. And here comes Tarver again. He'd fling him the other way. And you're just like, this is so
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. But I mean, that's neither here nor there now.
Yeah.
None of them's around.
Yeah.
My favorite tag team on SmackDown was in the next match. Um.
Oh, you're a big DIY fan, right?
No. I mean, I am a fan. Don't get me wrong, I am a fan. But was it Flexium or
Fraxium.
Fraxium? Yeah. See, I can't even.
Because
I love them, man.
it is Nathan Frazier
And
and
X and
Axiom. So
Axiom,
you
yeah.
get Fraxium out of that. And this is a team they would put together. They'd win the titles, and then they'd break them up. And they put them back because they're 2 of the best cruiserweights they have. and they put them back together, and they break them up. And then they finally put them back together, and they come up with this ridiculous name, Fraxium, and it stuck. And now they're stuck keeping them as a team, and they're basically the Motor City Machine Guns. That's basically who they are. They
And
do the
that's who came
updated
out to
stuff,
save
and
them.
yeah,
Um, I love them, man. I love the tag team. This is my new favorite tag team. On
they're fun.
SmackDown, it's them, and on Raw, it's New Day. I love New Day, whether they're good or bad. I've just been a New Day fan for like years.
Oh yeah,
Um, but that was a good tag. They don't have bad matches. That's why I love it. And it's the just like Jimmy and Jay versus New Day. There's never a bad match. I've never
no,
seen them those two
those are
teams.
four people who could work a match in their sleep.
Yes, yes. So it
You
was
could
it was
never guess my favorite Raw tag team. So
your favorite Raw tag team, the War
yeah,
Raiders.
no, I like them. I've been following them for years, but no. You want a
Uh,
hint?
yeah.
They're going
I
to
le-
break them up very soon.
okay, Austin Theory and I
Grayson
see.
Waller, yeah.
They're not my
A
favorite
Town Down
because
Under. I love
yeah.
that team. They're two goofballs, but they're actually really good, and they get zero push. All they do is get ran over and push each other in front of the bus every time, and it's hilarious.
We'll talk about them here in a little bit. There's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
But what did you think about that tag team match?
I mean, I thought it was really good because DIY are beyond indie darling veterans. These two have went against each other and teamed with each other for probably 15 years. The same way the Machine Guns were the same way, on and off. They were always in the same circles. They knew each other real well. That's what makes this whole thing great. Is Traxium has enough time together where they can more than hang because of their talent with them. But DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns have both. I bet the combined experience of those four guys is probably in the 80-year mark. They all have about 20 years apiece of being in wrestling, so they're always going to know what to do. I feel so bad that Tommaso Ciampa had to cut his beard, but apparently he had some sort of accident where he fell and he cut himself like really good. He had to get stitches or something. So instead of having the beard down here, he had to cut it even shorter than what I got here because of the stitches, and it just looks so dumb, like just cutting one side. So he looks, oh, he looks 20 years older with his beard like that now.
It'll
But
grow
yeah,
back out.
Fraxium, SmackDown is a great place for them going against Motor City Machine Guns and DIY and Street Profits and all them. That's the perfect place to put them because they're going to fit really well.
I see that was what followed by R-Truth talking about his childhood hero. Um,
Yep.
I mentioned this last week. If you guys watched our show last week, I felt like R-Truth was going to be facing John Cena at Saturday night's main event, and they've set it up. This was him
Yep.
setting it up, and he said this isn't the John Cena that he grew up idolizing. He said this is not his childhood hero right now, and he's going to bring him back to who he's supposed to be. This is
You know what
a
I want to happen in
precursor.
that match?
What's that? I don't think
I
it's a
want it.
title match. I think it's just a regular match.
No,
But
no, it's just a regular match. I think because nothing personal, but Truth hadn't done anything to warrant
you
it.
get a title
Technically,
match.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Lifetime Achievement Award he's earned it, but that's different. I want him to catch John Cena cheating. Maybe he's trying to give him a low blow and he just catches it and he's like, "Nah, man, this ain't you. You don't do this." And just thumb to the eye, kicks him down low again, and does it anyway. But I want Truth to try to call him out on this isn't really you, to kind of plant the seeds that we know the flip's going to come in like October,
Yeah.
November or something. But or even if it don't, but just for him to call out, "Nah, man, my hero would never do this," and him to go, "I'm not your hero," and then let him have it.
Yeah. It's
It's going to be sad too because R-Truth might cry that his childhood hero is going to treat him the way he does. But I
yeah.
mean, not the only thing that if you can't make the crowd laugh, you make them cry, and it sells tickets. So that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. 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 And R-Truth he's always funny. Um
And the next match, I feel bad for Carmelo Hayes. They built him into an absolute just gem in NXT. So much so that on his way out, he put over Trick Williams as the next guy up, which is fine. I actually think Melo's a little better still. But then they move him up and they just don't do much with him for about the first year. They finally stick him with The Miz, and I feel like he was going to get a good run. And then Aleister Black came back, and now he is just a cannon fodder for anything Aleister Black is going to do. He is dropping them both on a
Left and
nightly
right.
basis
So this is going to lead. I mean, eventually, it's going to lead to Carmelo and The Miz facing each other.
because the
Um,
Miz is the new gatekeeper. I think we've said that
yes,
before.
yes,
That when you
yes.
first come in, your first test is the Miz, where it used to be Fit Finley, William Regal, John Cena, and Randy Orton. You would face at least two or three of those when you first came
Hardcore
in,
Holly.
even in a one-off. Hardcore Holly was one at one time, and that was the way to feel them out. Where those guys would pretty much go in the back and be like, "Kid Mike can hang," or they'd go back and go, "No, get him out."
So here's a question: Didn't Aleister Black kind of take the lead role of that group behind you?
Of
The Wyatt Six?
he could, but like his brand of dark is closer to carrying Cross because that's why Cross is going to be a little weird in that group too. Where the Wyatt Six are more carny, they're more twisted,
Yeah.
strange
Okay.
family from the deep woods instead of just pure evil, you know. And
Okay.
I'm not saying Alistair's evil, just that when you get in that dark, gothic kind of brooding candles and flames and coffins, that's not really what the Wyatt Six do. They're more of the twisted family at the carnival than they are
Uh,
just
the
dark.
Undertaker Dark. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Got you. Got
yeah.
you.
Where
Got you.
where the other where Cross and Alistair are more Undertaker, they
And
are
Damien
more
and
twisted.
Damien Priest is more of the Undertaker Dark.
Yes, yes,
Speaking of which, leads to our next segment where Drew McIntyre responded to Damian Priest's challenge for Saturday night's main event of a steel cage match. This is
yep.
what
I
we
think
this is what we were talking about. We were talking about I'm tired of seeing these two. It is well known that all rivalries end in a steel cage match. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre
pretty
ended in
much.
a steel cage match. Um, this will be the last match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
I hope so because
I'm tired of seeing it.
I'm beyond tired of it, and it's not going anywhere at all. Like I don't
Yeah.
even really care much about this match except for that I really like both of these guys, and I know it's going to be fantastic. But I could care less who wins.
It's not leading to IC championship matches. It's not leading to world championship matches. It's leading to I'm going to
No,
beat you up. You're going to beat me up. We're going to beat each other up. Let's take up 20 minutes of time to so we can get into the next. And they're great matches, so it's not like it's a
yeah.
waste. But yeah,
If
I mean
Saturday
that.
Night Main Event were a meal, a 7 course meal at a restaurant, or even a 5 course meal, this is the potato soup with scallion.
Yeah,
This like even the salad had like pieces of crab on it or some something. But yeah, this is just waiter gonna have some more water.
yeah, yeah. So then that led to JC's first match in WWE.
Yep,
Um, I don't know how I felt about it. He was good.
he
Um,
did okay.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't showcase everything that he's capable of
No,
doing. And
I
LA
would
Knight
say you
felt
saw
great.
you saw 15% of what he can do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did a lot of video watching of him once I just to see who he was. It was a decent match. I think it was really just to set up what's eventually going to happen within coming up. I could almost see tomorrow night something with him or Jacob Fatu being added to the show. SmackDown adds. I know we talked about there might not be a women's match
Yeah,
on Saturday night's main event. That could be.
yeah.
And also, because PLEs are all 5 matches now, there's a chance they could just leave this at 4. Say this is not a premium live event. This is a Saturday night's main
Yeah,
event.
that means every match is going to be like 20 minutes, and some of those don't need to be anywhere close to that.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of talking going on. Tatanka's going to
Yeah,
be making. Tatanka's going to be making an appearance. There's gonna be some legends there. Is the Saturday night's main event 2 hours or 1 hour?
two, I believe. Which
Okay.
which
Yeah.
that was the SmackDown point. I know we're getting close on time, but
Yeah. Yeah.
SmackDown is way too long. 3 hours is way too long. It's completely stupid why 3 hours. I don't understand why it is. Triple H said he was going to move it back to 2 after they move Raw to Netflix, and he has yet to do that. And SmackDown is way too long.
We'll fly through the Raw results. Show
Well,
start. Oh yeah,
we missed
it's
the
Tiffany.
Nia
Yeah.
versus Tiffany match, which was actually really good. I knew
Yes.
nothing was going to happen big in it because Jade come down, Naomi come down, but I'm telling you, bad Naomi is the reason to tune in.
Yeah. She's gonna be the next champion.
I
Um.
think it's very possible.
Yeah. Raw started off with Logan Paul coming out there. Then the ring general, and I like that one face to face. But Logan's not going to win the championship on Saturday night. If he does,
No, not at
you
this
know what?
point.
We'll get to that. I might even pick him. Yeah, no. I mean, because I don't. That leads to nothing.
I'll be
Um,
honest, it's nothing personal to Jay because I will yeet harder than anybody you probably know. I may be the only person that will yeet that you know, but I think it'd be a fun wrinkle if Logan did win. But I
I
don't
agree.
think the way they're playing this,
I
there
agree.
is no way in the world he's winning that
Yeah,
match. I
I
think
agree with that
Gunther's
as well.
actually might cost him the match.
I could see that as well. So I mean, it's yeah. I mean, our favorite luchador made his appearance in that tag team match of Finn Balor and JD McDonough
He
versus
did.
AJ Styles
Americano
and
came down.
Penta. Yes, he did.
I mean, it
Chad
would have
Gable
been nice
wasn't
if
there again
Chad
last
Gable would have
night.
come down and support him too, but I didn't see Chad Gable in the arena. I think
Yeah,
he was there later on.
yeah. I think he was with the brothers because next week they're going to have a tag team title match, and he's trying to get them
Yeah,
ready.
him and Ivy Nile were trying to get booked on the other card. So yeah,
And then that led to the next Money in the Bank women's Roxanne Perez versus Becky Lynch versus Natalia, which this turned into a one versus one of Roxanne versus Natalia because Becky had to worry about Lyra.
Lyra.
Lyra
Yeah.
said, "I'm not done with you. I'm still champion, but I'm not done with you, woman."
Well, because normally, oh, you pull them outside and they fight and they go off, or you pull them outside and she jump back in the ring. I said, all right, well, that's the end of that. No, she pulled her out like 2 or 3 times, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, get it, go get it.
and this led to the win by Roxanne Perez, who we later
Great
found
win.
out is a new member, possibly.
Mm, I don't think so.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that's going to be Dominique's new woman. You seen the way it was
No,
going?
no, I think at some point Dom and Liv and maybe her partner Raquel could split from them. If so, then Roxanne will take over the Liv role in that group.
It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I like that. Then what we recently talked about, the A Town Down, we had Grayson go against Sheamus, and Austin was having him so much fun outside. Austin
Oh
was
man,
was like Grayson tried to run and say, "I'm not dealing with this," and
and
he's
he's
like,
like,
"No,
no,
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 you got
it,
this, man. Get in there. You
yeah."
got to get. And he's just like, and he just has this look like, I just want to go home. And he's like, no, you got to get in there. Come on, man. And
And
as
then when
soon as he threw it back in,
he
like he
got
got hit,
pulled
and he
up
just
and
goes,
got smashed, and Austin's over there laughing and stuff. I'm loving what this is leading to. I'm loving what that's leading to.
yeah,
And unfortunately, that match was followed by something that led to possibly the ending of a career of Zoey when she tore her knee again. She was yelling, dude. She
well, and
was
like I
yelling.
told you, because you said you weren't sure which knee it was, if it was the one she did before or if this was the different one. I was hoping it was the other knee because that I would understand where that one would give out over time. It was the same one she had fixed over a year ago. That's going to be rough coming back. I think she will come back, but she's going to really have to change how she wrestles. We're talking
Rhea ended
stone
up,
cold break. She's going to have a stone cold break.
yeah, Rhea ended up winning this match. It was Rhea, Zoe, and Kyrie.
And I told
Um,
you that I watched the match. I saw some things during the match, and I was walking through my house to change out some laundry, and I got to the bottom of a staircase, and I think they had to call an audible. I think Zoey Stark was going to be in her, I think, third Money in the Bank match, and
I
when
was
that happened, I think they had to call the audible, and Kari just came back, and she's not suited for that, so you kind of have to go, well, Rhea, we had a different plan, but Rhea, you're in the match.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call. It's a good thing you had her there. So
It is.
Rhea's now in the Money in the Bank. Show ended with a Jay Uso versus Braun, and
Yep.
Seth came down there, interfered, and then you had uh,
Braun,
Braun, yeah,
uh,
CM
Sammy.
Punk and Sammy, and then it ended with Logan Paul knocking the champion out, which let you know that Logan Paul is going to lose at Saturday night's main event, which we'll go ahead and lead
Yep.
into with 3
Yep.
minutes. We
We
flew
can
through that.
do
That
it.
was good.
Match one.
Match one. Let's start with the way this is set up. Jay Lethal versus Logan Paul.
Which one? You
Jay
said
wins.
it's the yeah,
Jay wins. Jay wins. You can't take the title off. I mean, but if Logan wins, I will be happy. Beat. I will be happy. Start following that one is CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth and Braun.
Seth and Braun.
I think I'm thinking Seth and Braun because we add a third member. This is where that third member helps them win.
And
Um,
you said you heard that there's a possibility they're talking about Ricky Saints being the third
Ricky
member,
Saints,
and ooh, that's for people who don't know Ricky Saints. Look up Ricky Stark. Ricky Stark's AEW, and just watch that kid, man.
great.
That
I
kid gets it.
love him. I love him. He's great. And I hope he does join.
Well, especially
Uh,
you like LA Knight. Ricky Saints is a slightly softer spoken LA Knight, ability
well, I've
wise. He's
seen some
right
of his
there.
interviews, made me like him. I've seen his interviews, and he's a legit good person. The third
Yeah,
match they have here, John Cena versus R-Truth. John Cena's going to win. Yeah, yeah, but it's going to be that's just going to be a match to make people laugh and cry. And the
yeah,
last match, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, steel cage match. I'm, Drew's got to win. Drew's been
yeah.
losing every single final match against
He
people.
lost to CM Punk in a cage. He's going to win versus Damian because Damian doesn't need the win.
He doesn't need it. Yeah, Drew kind of needs it. He's been on a losing streak. Um, there might be a fifth match. There might. If not, this is
If
a
it is,
Saturday night.
it will be the women.
You think it'll be a woman's?
There's none in there so far, and they will get yelled at one way and the other if they don't put one in there. But it's got to be
Yeah,
the right one. It's either got to be a Money in the Bank
that's
qualifier,
what I was gonna say.
or it's got to be, like I said, let's say Stratton and Jade versus Nia and Naomi. There's your SmackDown tag team match. It comes off of Friday night from last week. That's like the perfect thing.
Yeah. Hey, look at us.
I
We
think
fully
that'll probably get booked tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. Something they'll probably have. I mean, if it's a 2 hour show, you're not going to
I
have
think it's
20
2
minutes.
hours.
There's no way John Cena R-Truth goes 20 minutes. There's no way CM
No,
Punk and that tag team match goes 20 minutes, maybe.
no, those are both 12 to 15 minute matches max.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah.
And we haven't seen Cody Rhodes in a couple weeks. And last time I checked, isn't he a big star?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Cody
I
Rhodes.
don't care if
Cody
he's
Rhodes
hurt or not.
he joins Seth Rollins' group.
Maybe.
I'm just
Who
throwing
knows?
stupid
I
stuff out there.
doubt it. I doubt it. He would probably
We got
cry if they
less
put
than a
him in that.
minute.
Yeah, we're down to 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
But definitely tune in. Um, it's going to be really good. And he's Daniel Snyder. I'm Jeremy York. Um, we like pizza. We like pepperoni. But more than anything, we're the Backstage Jabronis. Deuces, gooses.